Hey, how doing everybody? This big boy. I thought I was going to get a chance to show you some hunting videos, but I haven't been able to hunt here for a couple of weeks. Hopefully, I can get a hunt in this weekend. But I got a couple of tips for you. We're going to do a quick, cheap gun camo, and we're going to talk about maintenance tips. And I may have mentioned this earlier, but I got these little rolls. This is nothing but like a Ace Bandage leg wrap, self-adhesive leg wrap, and it's in a digital camouflage. I prefer to get these from Tractor Supply because the rolls are wider and they're a little bit more on them, but I've checked every Tractor Supply in Texas, Kansas, Sherman, Texas, and they ain't got it. Picked up these off Amazon, a dozen rolls for about 13 bucks. So if you don't want to go the expense of putting that fancy permanent Sierra coat or whatever you call it on the rifle, this is a good way to do it. You can take it back off and your original finish is still there. And it kind of protects the finish. I've got it on several of my rifles since I got into coyote hunting. My coyote mentor, Jeff Johnson, my pro staff hunter, kind of got me to doing this. And it looks cool and it does help a little bit, I think. So what you do, just, let me get back here a little bit. Just start it around, say, the barrel. Make a complete wrap where it catches itself, and then just start going down with your wrap around the barrel like this. Now the trick on this is you do not want to wrap any part of the action or any of the safeties or anything like that, because it will affect the function of the weapon. Just keep going down with it. Look this camera up here a little bit. And I've got a joint clip here for my sling, so I'm going to go right around that. Just keep going on down and pulling it tight as you go. I got to get some new scope caps for this rifle. I don't like those. I'd rather have them flip ups. And I always go around one time around the end of the scope right there, and then you'll just cut it, push it off on itself just like that. And you're breaking up the outline. I don't want AR, don't put anything through here. I always leave my stock extended. So I'll just come in here the same way on the stock. Make a full wrap there. Cover the end up. And just go around it like so. Out to there. I really thought it'd take two rolls. These rolls got more on than I thought they did. And about like that. And just cut it loose. Stick it back on itself. And there you go. Breaks your outline up a little bit. Looks cool. Doesn't cost much. You take it off. If you don't like it down the road or you want to sell the rifle, get it off, take it off of it. It helps protect the finish, but if you get it wet, when you get home, unwrap it, clean your gun, and rewrap it. That's that. One thing I didn't do, I won't catch myself, somebody will catch me on this. The mag was out of the weapon. Chamber's clear. Weapon's on safe. I should have done that before I started handling it, and that's a good thing to point out to any kids that you got watching these videos. That's a mistake I should have done. Now, we're going to talk about a little something else that may hit some nerves a little bit, but properly maintain your hunting and fishing equipment. And in today's throwaway society where we just, plug and play, if it breaks, buy another one, And they don't make firearms the type like I grew up with anymore, with really fine walnut stocks, nice high gloss blue. Everything is, I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on this finish, but in my terms, old terms, it's old Parkerized finish and plastic stocks, which you can call them space age polymer, nylon, Kevlar, whatever you want to. That's fine. They still don't have the same look to me as a good, nice wood stock. Hey, ham radio cat rifle with a good blue finish. But that's just the world we live in. But if you teach your kids, and I harp on my grandkids all the time about maintaining their stuff, because it'll last. And I'm going to give you an example. I've got fishing reels. What's today's date? It's 2023, March the 7th. I've got fishing rods and reels that date back to the middle 70s that I can still fish with today because they was always yearly, at least yearly, broke down, cleaned, and lubricated with real grease inside, checked out and everything, and kept clean. Stuff will last. You buy good gear, take care of it. Fishing with an old boy about 1990. He's using an old Zebco 33, and we're out there morning fishing, and every second cast his is breaking, something's tearing up on it. He's having to constantly mess with it. And I'm throwing a rod I had bought in 1977 that I still have. And I hadn't missed a lick, and I caught 3 to 1 more fish than he did. So we was leaving, he said, "What kind of rod and reel is that?" I said, "Well, it's a Shimano Bantam 100 with a matching Shimano rod." "What'd that cost?" I said, "Well, I bought it in 1977. I give $50 for the rod and $50 for the reel." "Oh, well, $100. I ain't paying $100 for no fishing rod. I'll just keep sticking with these $10 Zebcos." I said, "Well, that's fine. Well, let me ask you this. Counting the fishing trip this morning, how many of them $10 Zebcos is broke and screwed up a fishing trip?" Well, he didn't want to answer that question. All right. Same thing with firearms. I hate to see a nice firearm get rusty, dirty, and all that does is it may fail on you at a time you need it. So it's real simple. If you don't feel comfortable breaking down a firearm, when you take it hunting and come back in with it, if you don't do nothing else, go to Walmart, get you one of these Hops gun rags. It's a silicone impregnated gun rag. Just wipe your gun down. All the metal parts on the outside. Make sure it's empty. Make sure it's safe. Wipe it down good before you put it in the gun cabinet. If you don't go into the internal parts, you may have to sooner or later hire somebody to do it for you, but at least do that much. And also, it's good if you're going to be a responsible firearms owner, you need to know how to do responsible firearms maintenance. Now, I talk about that. If you pull up my yard right now, my yard looks like nobody cares. My truck may be dirty. Well, my weapons are clean. My fishing reels are clean because I want them to work when the time comes. All right. I'm going to close with this on one thing not to do with a firearm. And this mess right here was super popular in the 70s, and it still is today. But this is more of a penetrating type lubricant. It is not a preservative type lubricant. I won't tell you what happened with this. Back in the 70s, this stuff was so big, everybody was buying it. I had old people come in, "Well, I spray this on my knees for arthritis. It helps." Well, I don't recommend you doing that. But I know people who've done this. I heard about people doing this, and I didn't really believe them. I had a guy come in and said, "Man, do not use that on a gun. It turns to gum after about 30 days. It'll gum a gun up." And I didn't believe that, so I wanted to try it. I had bought a brand new Dan Weston 357 revolver. I put the little red nozzle on the can. I cocked the hammer after I made sure the pistol was empty, and I just hosed the inside workings of that pistol full of WD-40. Man, you could pull that trigger, and I done it. It just slapped through there. I thought, this can't hurt nothing. So I zipped it up in a gun rag, threw it in the top of the closet, and left it 1 month, 30 days. 30 days later, I pulled that pistol out of that gun rag. I couldn't even pull the trigger on it. It was so gummed up. cleaned several guns for people over the years. Man, my gun, it won't, I can't hardly get it opened up, and it's snapping some, and it's just kind of jammed up in there. And I said, well, when's the last time? Oh, I squirted it down good with WD-40. I got it wet last time, and I put that nozzle in and I filled it full of WD-40. Okay, I know what's wrong with it. Take it apart, hand clean, flush everything out, clean it up, lightly lubricate it. Now, one of the best gun oils that you can get, and Walmart sells these too, is this Remington Rim Oil. That's a good lubricating preventative oil to put in a firearm if you don't use break-free CLP. I like break-free because we use it in the military. Alrighty, well, hopefully I can get something going here the next few days and maybe get a successful coyote hunt on film, and do a little more talking about this later. I appreciate y'all who listened to me, and I'm going to keep this language kid-friendly, so if you want a kid, you want to watch these videos, maybe it'll help them, learn something from this, because we got to pass down our outdoor heritage. This big boy. Adios.